Oh, you scared me. Sorry, folks. Well, for you folks in the future, hi, this is Kevin, the Apptrepreneur, and this is a live stream. Now, unlike most live streams where I have like a main, news topic to discuss, I don't really have one of those this time around. Let me make sure this sound is off. I have like a general discussion that I want to do, and by the way, it's nice to finally be doing the Sunday live streams again. I've also noticed that Driving with Dustin is live. I was also just on the Rideshare Professor's live stream. I felt really bad about leaving his to come do this. However, I want to do the Sunday live streams again. And while my videos that I filmed are uploading for tomorrow, figure okay, let's do the live stream. And by the way, this live stream we will be giving away a movie. I don't know when we're going to be giving it away, but for the record, it's John Wick. So it's John Wick, and as you can see, I haven't even opened this disc yet. So what I'm going to do, we're going to be opening this. You can see it's live. I love the way packaging feels when you open it. I just absolutely love that. And yes, it's always good to be. So there, you can see I opened it live, and I'm going to cover up the code because I don't want anyone to take it now. There it is. There's a code. We're going to be giving away John Wick, the first movie, at some point during this live stream. So, oh hey, Ryan's Treasure, how you doing? The weekend was good. And hey, Eagle Eye Tie, always good to be live again. Yep, it is good to be live again, although judging from the numbers on the other live stream, I don't know if it's going to be a particularly busy live stream tonight. Either that or Dustin's sucking up all the live viewers. Probably. He's got a better channel than I do anyway, so that's perfectly fine. So, love you, Dustin. Anyway, I'm throwing out this general topic today. And for those of you who are watching this in the future who are not watching this live, I don't know how long the discussion's going to go, but I definitely encourage you to comment below. Because I don't know if I'm just getting impatient. I'm typically a pretty patient person. However, when I opened the Apptrepreneur Hangouts, which you can join if you go to the link below, I was thinking I'd have a lot more people in there, and yet it really hasn't become what I hoped it would be. Maybe I just got into the Facebook game too late. Maybe I need to give it a little bit more time. But I was hoping a lot of my friends who watch this channel would migrate over there and discuss amongst themselves videos and stuff. And instead, it's kind of just, I don't know. There's not as much activity as I would like. Hey, Ephraim. So I'm kind of conflicted about whether or not I want to continue the Facebook group, because it's not getting the traffic and the attention I was hoping it would. I was thinking maybe instead of doing Facebook, I would do Discord. Maybe that would be another way with which we can communicate directly. The problem with Discord is that I hear Discord can get ugly pretty fast, and the last thing I want to become is a moderator. I mean, I moderate my own channel out of necessity. I don't know if I want to be opening like a little chat room of which people should be allowed to talk freely and civilly, only to have it turn into like a bunch of children just in there doing whatever. So I don't know what to do right now. I kind of want to give Discord a try, and I also wonder if that might be too much though, like just too much of a good thing. So I don't know. I'm trying to ask everyone, like, do any of you even go to the Facebook page, first of all? And the second thing is, if you do go to the Facebook page, do you like the Facebook page? Does it do anything for you? And if not, why would you prefer Discord? Should we move away from Facebook and onto Discord? I mean, for a while I was like pushing Twitter, and people really didn't come to Twitter. Hey, Payman, how you doing? So I don't know. It's just something I'm kind of thinking about while I sit here and I box up my CDs, because the CDs are taking up valuable real estate in this room, that I'm going to need in a few months. So I don't. Afram says, not much time when you do Uber and Lyft. Yeah, that's true. I mean, although there would be some. Griffin said, how is Discord more private than Facebook? I think I don't know. I think Discord, like, you have to be, it's the same thing with Facebook. You can be invited and you have to be approved and all that jazz. I'm just wondering if people would necessarily interact with it more. Like, I don't, that's kind of the thing. Payment says, I don't use Facebook at all. Yeah, I don't use Facebook that much anymore. Ryan says, I personally would be okay with this as I actually don't have a Facebook. Okay, so that's good to know. One of my Patreon supporters doesn't even have a Facebook. That's good to know. Yeah, Facebook's kind of dying, I've also realized. And the thing about it is no one seems to really care right now. Like, I think we've had more than a decade of Facebook. How long has Facebook been around? Let me see here. Let me look this up. Facebook. How long have they been around? Oh, hi, Katie. How you doing? Are you watching Better Call Saul? They were founded in 2004. So that's like 15 years or so. Yeah, we've had 15 years of Facebook. That's a pretty impressive run, but I don't think people really care about it that much. I'm also noticing the turnout for tonight's live stream is really not that good. So maybe, not that I don't know, maybe we won't give away the movie tonight. I mean, I'd like there to at least be 30. I didn't think there'd be a situation where I'd have less than 20 people on the live stream. However, maybe I picked the wrong title topic. I don't know. Steve says, wait, new season of Better Call Saul? She's watching season 2. She's in the middle of season 2. We're going to watch season 4 together, and I think there's going to be 2 more seasons of Better Call Saul. It's going to be 6 seasons overall. Anyway, so, and yeah, and the new seasons typically premiere in January. So, by the way, I love Breaking Bad and I love Better Call Saul. She hasn't watched Breaking Bad yet, so she's kind of watching it starting from Better Call Saul and then going to Breaking Bad. Afram says, my Facebook only for personal use and close family and friends. Well, you could join the group on the group would be personal use as well, but I understand if you don't want to. Facebook can unfortunately make your life very complicated and with a lot of time consuming. Just take, Facebook. I mean, the funny thing is, like, I remember when, like, they did, like, a study and people on Facebook felt that it was a Facebook poll, and they polled people, what do you spend your most time wasting on? And most people said they spend most of their time wasted on Facebook. So I think for years we've known Facebook's a waste of time. I think it's just gotten to be, like, a very ugly thing. Like, we've gotten way too political, way too personal. No one really talks civilly anymore. But anyway. Uberman Tampa says, you have a lot of followers on Facebook. It helps your channel. Yeah, I don't have a lot of followers on Facebook, though. That's the thing. How many followers do I have? By the way, welcome, Uberman Tampa. I read your comment earlier about the tip feature being taken away from the Uber app. I am just not 100% sure if that's what happened. I'm wondering if maybe that picture had cut off the tip because it's Instagram. I have 183 members on the Facebook group, so that's let's see here. That's not even 10. That's not even 10% of my subscribers here. So anyway, hey William, how you doing? Griffin says Candy Crush on Facebook. Oh god, I was actually into Candy Crush at one point. I'm glad I don't do that anymore. Steve says, thing is, older people, typically over 30, use Facebook more, whereas those usually under 30 use Insta. I do have an Instagram account as well. Not too many people follow it, but it's the Apptrepreneur, of course. So, in fact, I might as well, I wonder, can I just leave a link to that account here? Let's see here. Not now. There it is. So I might as well share Might as well share that link now in the comments there. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I post dumb stuff there all the time. Let's see here. Matt says, deleted Facebook 5 years ago. Best decision of my life. I have heard that. I've heard many people say that they left Facebook. They don't miss it anymore. Same thing with Twitter. Uberman Tampa says, the tip screen is probably there. They just moved it down, hoping people don't see it. That's kind of what I'm thinking. That it maybe, or again, it could be that on the Instagram thing, because the Instagram's like very square and like the receipt's usually long. So maybe it just didn't show in that picture. It wouldn't surprise me if they took away, if they made it harder to tip, though. That's what Uber likes to do. And Uberman Tampa says, I don't do Instagram. That's fine. I'm actually kind of light on Instagram myself. Like Griffin says, Matt Ferguson, I quit cable TV about 3 years ago. Again, like you, best decision ever. Yeah, my dad finally cut the cord, as they say. He was paying for DirecTV for like years. Finally got himself a Roku box. Has Netflix, Hulu. I share my Criterion channel with him. He's got like the YouTube TV and the Pluto TV apps. So he definitely doesn't. He doesn't miss cable TV that much, and he's gonna. I think he also has like the ESPN app or something like that. If that is a thing, I don't know. So he saves like over $100 a month now. So Phildry says, I'm over 30, haha. Matt Ferguson says, miss the Movie Pass videos. Yeah, I kind of miss the Movie Pass videos too. Here's the thing though, Movie Pass, which just for, I still have the bonus card. I have like my real card in my wallet. This is like one of the extras I have. Movie Pass has kind of been quiet recently, and Cinemia went under. AMC Stubs is in a very good position. They've passed 800,000 subscribers and seem to be avoiding the fate of Movie Pass because they knew what Movie Pass had already proven, that if you don't have to pay for tickets, people will buy more snacks. And now they're guaranteeing that people are coming to their theaters when they use it. So unless there's like news with Movie Pass, I can't really make videos about them. That said, as long as the company lives and there's no news, that's surviving in my opinion. So I'm okay with that. I mean, I would like some better news from them. However, there is that saying, no news is good news. Let's see here. Steven says, hello, not sure what I missed, but keep the Facebook going. Oh, okay, well that's a vote to keep the Facebook going. So, Uberman Tampa says, no need for cable, you pay $100 a month for commercials. Yep. Uberman says, I hear Instagram is good for YouTubers. Is that true? It probably is for some. I don't know if it's good for me, though. I mean, YouTubers who are like, frankly, better looking than I am, probably get a lot of followers. They can make quick announcements that way. I'm fairly unattractive and not particularly photogenic for that matter. When people watch my videos, I don't think they're watching it because I look or sound amazing. I think they're watching it for news, information, maybe some of my commentary, but I don't think I look very great. I don't think I sound very great. I think my voice is actually annoying, to be honest. So, however, if you're, like, say, Olivia Jade or Philip DeFranco, and you're fairly decent looking, I think Instagram is probably great. It probably is. Oog Bootsy said, cable's supposed to be commercial free. Well, that's how it started. It's not that way anymore. So, Afram says, cut the cable down, only Wi-Fi plus Netflix for 3 years. Yeah, Netflix is really convenient. In fact, when this stream ends and I start editing tomorrow's videos, then I'm going to continue watching Riverdale Season 2, which that show is really interesting for me. In some ways, it's kind of silly, and yet it's riveting and captivating at the same time, because they make for really effective mysteries. Let's see here. Simon says, I can't believe Uber has taken me off Select, Black, and SUV Reality. Oh, really? I don't know the story behind that. Of course, Katie's here like, honey, you look great. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, honey. So, Matt says, saw Godzilla today. Pretty good for the newer Godzillas. I don't know. Hey, guy, I'm going to let me look up here real quick. To be perfectly honest, guys, I liked this Godzilla. I liked this Godzilla a lot. I mean, a lot of people say it wasn't really a Godzilla movie. That's kind of what I liked about it. It was like a different take on Godzilla. It kind of reminded me more of the very first Godzilla, where it wasn't so much about a monster destroying things as much as it was the implication of power getting out of control. Now, me and Katie saw Godzilla King of the Monsters today at AMC Prime 3D. So, thank you, AMC Stubbs A-List. And to be honest, I almost fell asleep a couple times. I was like, oh, by the way, before we continue, Ryan, it dawns on me, you're a Patreon member, so you are therefore also a moderator. But I almost fell asleep a couple times watching the new Godzilla movie. The only reason I didn't is because it was just so loud there. Katie liked it a little bit more than I did. We both admitted that near the end of the movie, when the action really kicked into gear, it was a lot better because the action was pretty good. But boy, the humans that they have in the newest Godzilla are boring as I could not. They could not carry this thing, and it was. Next time, if they do like the King Kong versus Godzilla that they're kind of suggesting they're going to do, I'd recommend making it like 25 minutes shorter, maybe 30, and keeping the dialogue to a minimum if all you really care about is the action. Do like Mad Max Fury Road and make it all about the action to the point where you don't really need the story to be good. So, let's see here. Uberman Tampa says, you sound fine and look fine. Don't worry about all that. But yeah, I hear you on that. Instagram models do better. Yeah, I think we're all just a little self-conscious of our own looks. Like we always, and this is for guys, girls, doesn't matter. Like you always look at someone else and it's like, man, I wish I looked a little better. I think we all feel that way. I haven't really thought too much about it, and now that I've got a great girl, which by the way, we did get photo frame, so this is going to be on my desk. That's going to cheer me up every day. So some person made a comment like, hey, you made a video without mentioning your wife, and I was like, well, screw you. I love my wife. Well, she's going to be my wife in a few months, so I don't care if I do talk about her. And by the way, when I have a kid, I probably won't shut up about how much I love him or her too. So anyway, Steven says looks are skin deep. Kevin, Matt says just be yourself. I don't take it too seriously. So, and I take it that's not for me. Ryan says, speaking of streaming, do you still plan on making a video on what you would not expect to see on Disney Plus? Yes, in fact, that will be on the on the other channel tomorrow at about 5 in the morning. So there you go. They finally got around to editing that one. Uberman Tampa says the luxury line of Uber is a dying breed. Yes, I agree. Well, because Uber used to be about luxury. In fact, I don't know, you guys might want to some of you might want to look up the history of the Uber logo. But when the first Uber logo came out, it looked classy and stylish. You could see it get more and more generic, like it's aiming towards a younger and younger and cheaper crowd as time goes on. And now they're all about cheap rides. I don't even know anyone who calls the Uber luxury. Although, when I go on my honeymoon, I will probably splurge for an Uber Black because, hey, it's my honeymoon. We're going to go to the hotel in style. So, let's see here. Stephen, Kevin, you can run Discord and Facebook, both works. Yeah, I don't know if I want to become a moderator for both, though. That's the only thing. Matt says it was slow, but monsters were epic. And Uberman Tampa says everyone wants cheap. Yep. Griffin says, I always like Gamera better than Godzilla. Yeah, and I've always kind of liked Mothra a little bit more. Although I will say, Mothra was in this one, and I liked what they did with, I think it's a her. I think Mothra's a her. At least in this movie she was. So, 2 likes and 1 dislike. Oh well, that happens. Ryan says, thanks for letting me know. I was not aware that I'm a mod. Well, you're a moderator now. That's what you are. Uberman Tam says, Chris has passed out, had a 50-pound box on the Amazon block today. He took it up there. If he wasn't there, bet it would have been going back to the warehouse. Yeah, probably. Payman says, how was Aladdin? Well, funny thing you should mention Aladdin. There's gonna be a little self-promotion. Let me look up this link real quick. Hey, Randy, how you doing? It's always, by the way, Randy, just, um, if you could on Facebook send me a PO box or an address. Me and Katie are sending you a wedding invitation. Oh, you had Blaze Pizza today. Yeah, I introduced him to Blaze Pizza, guys. So, I gained another subscriber on the Apptrepreneur vlogs. Neato. But me and Katie did like a little video review on Aladdin. So I'll share that if anyone wants to go check out the video and subscribe. But my opinion was, frankly, and you can see Katie's giving it like 3 thumbs up. It's like I'm getting tired of the live action Disney movies, to be perfectly honest. It was like, jeez. Every time I see one of these things, with the exception of like Cinderella and the Jungle Book, they're always they're either completely different from the animated movies and worse, or they're exactly like the animated movies and still worse. Like, I think like, I'm gonna share this. I'm a little embarrassed that, because I tend to buy these overseas because of the 3D TV, but like, this was like a huge offender for me, because this was pretty much a shot-for-shot remake of the animated movie, and it wasn't even as good. Like, they didn't improve on it at all. The only reason I own this is because it's a 3D copy. So you've got like the European, but and I haven't really watched this again. And I'm getting really tired of paying money. Well, I guess I'm not paying money. I'm using MoviePass and AMC. I kind of feel like that we have to at some point say, stop. Stop. Don't do this anymore. I'm really tired of paying to see the same movie, only worse. So I don't even want to see The Lion King anymore, to be honest. I'm kind of done, although Katie really wants to watch it. So she's probably going to bat her eyes and give me a smile, and I'm going to cave. So there you go. Matt says, I liked Aladdin minus the women power agenda. That wasn't a really big issue for me. Actually, my big issue was that the musical numbers, except for the Friend Like Me musical number, they all sucked. And by the way, it should be noted, the Friend Like Me musical number was mostly animated, which kind of goes to show you why animation is better for this stuff. Anyway, so, oh, gee, Steven, thank you. Thank you for the $10 super chat. And yes, you know what? I will make you a mod, because you have proven yourself to be a loyal follower. So, thank you. Let's see here. Uberman Tampa says, when I first started Uber, I spent an hour a day on my car. Now it gets a gas station wash once a week. Yeah. HAFDDGG, are you 84? Are you talking about the year I was born? No, I was 85. That was when I was born. So, did you, Lower Roller Scratcher said, did YouTube was down early today? Yes, I hear it was down today. It was all over Twitter. So Simon says, I rented a car from Uber Hertz, didn't get the 185 bonus. What's up with that? I don't know. You're going to have to ask them. So, and there's Randy talking about how he had Blaze Pizza today. We almost had Blaze Pizza for lunch today. Almost. And then no one wanted to get pizza, so we ended up getting chicken, which is slightly better for me anyway. Let's see here. Oh, Danny answered that question. And I think Randy's responding to Uberman Tampa. Let's see here. Talking about some tornado chasing. How old am I? I'm 33. Randy says, I hope the baboon kills Simba. Well, that would certainly change it up a bit now, wouldn't it? That would definitely change the story a little bit. Ryan says, have you heard that 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea is coming to Blu-ray as a Disney Movie Club exclusive soon? Yes. And once they do that, I guess that means I'm going to have to become a Disney Movie Club member again. So, Anyway, nah, don't worry, Romantic. You didn't take anything away from the stream. Low Roller Scratcher said, next year Mulan movie live action. I know. Guys, they're remaking. They've got 21 animated Disney remakes in production right now, including Lilo and Stitch, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, which, if they adapt the Broadway show, has potential. And they want to remake... What do they want to remake? I have to look. They're remaking Lady and the Tramp. I know they're remaking Lady and the Tramp. They're doing another 101 Dalmatians with Emma Stone, even though we have a live-action one with Glenn Close, and she was Cruella de Vil. They're doing another Maleficent. We saw the preview today. It's like, God. And you know what's really funny? 21 animation remakes, and The Black Cauldron isn't one of them. And The Black Cauldron actually would benefit from a remake because the movie isn't particularly good. Oh, heck, they're making a movie on the night, based on the Night on Bald Mountain sequence from Fantasia. They are making a movie, a live-action, dialogue-driven movie, based on a property where the whole point was you put music to animation. I'm a big Disney fan. It doesn't always come through on this channel because, you know, it comes through on my other channel. But wow. I mean, it's just ridiculous. New York Life 12. Why do you hate AOC? I hate Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez because she's a narcissist nitwit. And she's extremely tribal and she's radical. I don't like her one bit. That said, it is very, very cool that both her and Ted Cruz are working together to stop career politicians. So, you know, and that's what Congress should be to me. I think people from different political spectrums, even if they're on the far separate sides, should come together and they should work on things together. So I think that's very cool that they're doing that. But I don't have a high opinion of her. I don't think she is. By the way, don't you like how it's funny how she complained about how we need to be using our subways more often, and then she pretty much Ubers everywhere? You know, just saying. I see Randy's LOLing. I don't know if that's in response to the Disney movie or the AOC. He says, Disney is killing great movies. You know what Disney is killing more than great movies? They're killing originality. Especially with how they buy things. Like, I hear people say, like, what else is Disney going to buy? And it's like, I hope nothing. They don't need any more. I mean, think about it. They're buying Marvel and Pixar and Lucasfilm, and they're buying Fox, and all we are seeing is reboots and superheroes. Like, look, I like superhero movies, but I don't need 9 to 12 a year. I like the occasional remake. I don't need 5 a year. And we have had so many remakes and reboots, remakes of everything we know. Like, there's going to be an entire generation of kids soon who have grown up not knowing that there are original ideas out there. They're just going to know that the business is rewriting another generation's ideas. Like, that is so sad to me. I also see that they're coming out with another Terminator movie. Terminator 2 had the perfect ending, and they always try to reboot it, and it never works. Terminator 3 didn't lead to a new series. Terminator Salvation didn't lead to a new series. Terminator Genesis didn't lead to a new series. Like, just stop. It's like, just stop. After Star Wars Episode 9, give it a break for 5-10 years. Like, I mean, yeah, I like Star Wars. I don't need one every single year. So, yeah, Disney is doing... I mean, creatively, when they do something right, they do it really, truly right. But they are doing more to harm entertainment than any other company, as far as I'm concerned right now. So, Simon says, did 110 runs. Let me get that. Let's see. Urban and Tampa says, Star Wars Land was insane. Saw the videos. Yeah, I'm waiting until like next year to go there. So, Auto Auction Rebuilds. What happened to originality? Well, Disney happened to originality. That's what happened. Low Roll Scratcher, Tom and Jerry is live action. Yeah, they're making a live action Tom and Jerry movie. I already saw a Tom and Jerry movie in 1993, and it wasn't good in feature film format then either, and that was animated. So, Uberman Tampa says Disney isn't killing the movies; they're adjusting to the new generation. Well, no, I would disagree with that because when you think about the new generation, like used to nothing but remakes and sequels and superheroes, who makes them? Primarily Disney, Marvel, Pixar. Like Pixar made original movies all the time, and then Disney bought them. It's like, okay, we own you now. Toy Story 3, Monsters Incorporated prequel, Cars 2, Cars 2. Granted, I liked Cars 3. And now Toy Story 4, like, in fact, I'm going to share a story. I don't know if I should share this story. I have a friend at Pixar. I won't say who it is. His first name's David. I don't think I can narrow him down just by that. So I've actually been to Pixar Animation Studios a few times, and he shared a little story that was very telling of Disney's culture. When they were making Toy Story 3, at the end of Toy Story 3, when the shot went up to the sky, the words "the end" showed prominently in the original cut. Disney executives watched the movie, and they said to take out the end and remove an additional scene because it would make it too conclusive. To which point they said, well, yeah, it's the end of the series. And they're like, oh, yeah, we know, but we might want another one. And they're like, but we don't want to make another one. There's no more Toy Story coming out. I'm like, oh, I know, but we might want one. So Disney actually, Disney's ruined. Like, I don't know if they want to say they completely ruined Pixar, because I still like a lot of their movies. I actually think John Lasseter ruined Pixar more than Disney, because John Lasseter was getting to the point where he was just too controlling and replacing experienced directors on animated films like Brenda Chapman and Bob Peterson, and replacing them with inexperienced directors who would listen to his notes. I think Disney has contributed. I mean, look at Disney's slate for the next 10 years. There's nothing they're making that is original. Nothing. Everything is either a sequel or a remake of one of their own movies. I mean, heck, they canceled three original animated movies they were making for their feature animation line division, and their feature animation division, which used to never make sequels, was after those were canceled, we're only working on 3 things: Wreck-It Ralph 2, Frozen 2, and Zootopia 2. That's all they were working on. So we're going to have a 10-year generation where kids do not know anything but a remake of a Disney movie or sequel. It's sad. So no, I think Disney is killing movies to a certain extent. They're making a lot of money doing it, and that's why I don't want to see The Lion King. But I think they're doing it. HCFDD, are they going to remake DuckTales and Chip and Dale? They have remade DuckTales. It's on Disney XD, but that's a TV show. It's like, anyway, let's see here. Uberman Tampa, they want movies based on overt sensitivity and are raking in the money. Well, that doesn't mean we have to like it. It doesn't mean we have to like it. In fact, in the last 5 years, I think there's only when I make my annual top 10 films of the year list, I think there's only 2 movies in the last 5 years that I've put on there that have been franchise films, which were Mad Max Fury Road and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So, just saying. Uberman Tampa says AOC is an idiot. Yeah, I agree. Auto Action Rebuilds, why not make new movies that are original? Because it's not... Okay, that's a good question. Because someone actually explained this to me. And... In fact, I'm going to use this as an example. What if I said, hey, have you ever seen Roma? What is Roma? It's like Roma is a unique film about a maid in Mexico who is living with a family and takes care of their kids. The family is falling apart because of a dad that is clearly being unfaithful, and she, in a sense, has no life of her own. Her life is this family, taking care of the family. But in that family, she is not considered part of the family. She is still, in many ways, a second-hand citizen. And then I say Beauty and the Beast. It doesn't matter how good I just made Roma sound, and Roma was excellent. Make no mistake. If you haven't watched it, I strongly recommend you can stream it on Netflix for free. But it doesn't matter how good I made that sound. You immediately recognize this and go towards it. That's why there's so many remakes, really. because it's easy money. But just because it's easy money doesn't mean it's honest money. Just look at Uber. So, and Randy uses Uber all the time. Yeah, I kind of see why you do it. So, let's see here. Ryan says, have you ever met Leonard Maltin before? Actually, yes, I have met Leonard Maltin. He's a really nice guy. Hey, Dustin, how you doing? He says, I just finished my live stream. More people should be joining. Oh, thanks. Well, yeah, I think that's why the live stream wasn't doing particularly well earlier, because you were live streaming, which is fine. I just had like a schedule to keep, so that's all it was. So anyway, let's see here. Auto Actions Rebuild, like Disney can buy my channel. Yeah, if they want to buy mine too, that would be great. Hey, Sovereign Resistance, how you doing? Or Renaissance, I should say. Let's see here. Afram, says, agreed with you about Cortez. She's a bad woman with that lady in Minnesota from Somalia spreading. I'm not going to get into that, but she's very tribal. That's for certain. Danny says Disney is run by Masons. Yeah, I don't really get it. Like Dustin says, everything is rinses replete. Randy would let his channel go for $1 million. They would make a profit after 4 years. They probably would. David Jones says some reboots aren't too bad. Look at Real Steel, a reboot of Over the Top. Yeah, well, I don't even think that was a reboot. I think that was like a remake. Because there's actually a distinction. A remake is you're taking a general concept and idea and you're remaking it and you're doing something different with it. So the general concept is the same, but it's different enough. A good example would be the 2010, I think it was 2010, Karate Kid with Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith. It has many of the heartbeats of the original 1984 film. However, it's very different, not the least of which because they're technically not learning karate, they're learning kung fu, which means I think it should be called the Kung Fu Kid, and that would make it an even more appropriate remake. However, the Karate Kid was a bankable name, so that's why they used it. A reboot is you're taking something that exists and you're essentially doing it again, only with a different coat of paint. That's, to me, what a reboot is, my opinion. So, Steven says, hey, Dustin, your singing takes some guts. One was cut. Oh, did he sing and I missed it? Darn. I was at the Rideshare Professor's live stream. What was I doing? I could have heard Dustin sing. And Dustin says, whoa, whoa, I need Star Wars every... No, you don't. With all due respect, no, you don't. I mean, did you really need Solo? Granted, I like Solo, but did you really need it? Did you need Rogue One in your life? Do you feel like your life is more complete now that you've seen those movies? He also says he's excited about Toy Story 4. I'm not. I mean, I have more interest in that than seeing The Lion King. However, Toy Story 3, despite not being my favorite Toy Story movie, ended on a perfect note. So, when you have perfect endings, I think you should just let things lie. By the way, we have like 27 people in here. If you all want to give it a thumbs up, I'll do the rest of this video beanie-less if we get to 100 likes. I don't know if that's going to happen tonight, but, you know. And I will be giving out a copy of John Wick soon. So just to let you know. So, by the way, John Wick, it's interesting that we're talking about rehashes because the thing is, when you think about it, with the current mentality we have, John Wick under Disney would not be a reality because nobody knows who John Wick is. But we love it now, right? It's got a third movie. They've announced a fourth. We wouldn't know that we wanted John Wick, though, if someone didn't take a chance on it. That's why I get annoyed when I see so many remakes. When I go to the theater and I see previews of nothing but remakes and sequels, it's like, good Lord. I feel like I'm stuck in 1999 or something like that. So, anyway, Uri Tam says, you guys know that movies from Disney aren't usually original. Snow White, Mary Poppins, etc. aren't their idea. They bought the rights. I understand that. I do understand that. But, okay, I'm going to look over. Let's see here. Lilo and Stitch, that was original. Bolt was original. Let's see here. Wreck-It Ralph was original. I mean, granted, it used, like, video game characters and stuff, but, you know, it was original. Let's see here. Home on the Range, not great, but original. The Lion King, original. I know it's based off Kimba the White Lion, but still technically original. Brother Bear, original. Let's see here. The Great Mouse. I think that was. By the way, their version of Beauty and the Beast is pretty much an original movie. You can stream the original Beauty and the Beast on the Criterion channel and read the story, but the Disney version has very little resemblance to the story. And the Kid, that was an original Disney movie. Disney used to do original movies. I don't know why they can't balance it out a little bit more. Oh, I know why. Because the Queen of Katwe didn't make any money. By the way, I wrote in my review for that movie when I said, hey, all of you people who are asking for a movie with strong female leads and ethnic representation that is a story that is not about the white man's life, Queen of Katwe, very, very good movie. I think that was one of the best movies of the year I saw. Nobody went to see it. And you wonder why they don't make those movies anymore. So, anyway. So, let's see here. So, I understand that Disney technically remade a lot of their movies, but like Little Mermaid, the Disney version is Disney Little Mermaid. It's not The Little Mermaid. And Disney Mary Poppins is Disney Mary Poppins. It's not Mary Poppins. They're very, very different. So, Low Row Scratcher, Disney should create Incredibles live action movie. It's not going to be a cartoon. I don't want a live action Incredibles movie. I actually didn't really want Incredibles 2. I think Brad Bird's way too talented to be wasting time on sequels. So, Low Roll Scratcher, even TV show got lazy too since they're doing all remakes all the time. Yeah, they are. They really are. Uberman Tampa says, I'd watch Roma. People are brand based. They don't want change. That's why you can't create a successful e-commerce store because you'll compete with Amazon. Yeah. And also, Disney isn't run by Masons. It's run by the shareholders. And yeah, to a shareholder, this is great. However, I'm going to share a story as a Disney shareholder. I remember the first Disney shareholder meeting I went to. I think it was like 2004, something like that. It was during the whole Save Disney era situation where Roy E. Disney, Walt Disney's nephew, had been kicked out of the company and forced to resign. At one point, I guess because he's still he still owned a lot of shares, he and Stanley Gold, I believe his name was, went onto the stage and talked about the company. And he said something that always stuck with me. I mean, Stanley Gold talked about finances. Disney was struggling financially at the time, believe it or not. And then when Roy Disney talked, he talked about the Disney legacy and said he was concerned about was that Disney was referring to their movies, their theme parks, their stuff as the Disney brand. And he said, when you have a farm, farmers brand cows, and it makes sense to brand cows because they all look similar, but they're all very different. And he says, I resent the Disney brand term because branding is what you do to cows. Branding is what you do when there's nothing original about your product. Several years later, I ended up working for Disney. And during one of the Disney University classes, the teacher, Saul, one of the classes was, what is your brand? Because he wanted to talk about the Disney brand. And I actually brought up the Roy E. Disney speech. Roy E. Disney actually resented the term Disney brand because he felt that it implied there was nothing original about the company or their products. It's really funny to think about that now. It's really funny to think about that. He kind of didn't know how to respond. And when I look at Disney now, it's yeah, you're right. Disney's has no legacy. They're not original. They don't do anything. They're a brand. They're a brand like Spam. They produce different variations of the same generic meat. And it bothers me because I love Disney. And I kind of cry a little thinking about how the next few animated Disney movies I'm going to see are not going to be original masterpieces. They're going to be Frozen 2 and Zootopia 2 and maybe another Winnie the Pooh. I don't know. So, and by the way, Uberman Tampa, my advice for watching Roma, this is my advice for Roma. I call it a cell phones off movie. Turn off the lights, turn off the cell phones, because it's a movie that you really have to pay attention to really understand how great it is. And if you're distracted on the phone, it's not going to work. So anyway. So, oh, Harley's Prince, how you doing? Danny says, poor folks, the shareholders are me. Well, anyway. I'm going to, let's see here. Robert says, I've been enjoying the videos you have put out. Thanks. Oh, you're welcome. Like Uberman Tampa, Disney might have been this or that, but had more balls than anyone else I've ever met. Well, they did at one point. They got themselves to the point where they can essentially just remake their legacy, kind of dilute it, really, when you get down to it. But they don't have the balls anymore, in my opinion. They just have the money to buy things. Ryan says, do you think that if Disney wanted to, they could bring back the Walt Disney Treasures and have them be successful in today's market? No. I think today's market is way too sensitive for the Walt Disney Treasure series, which, for those of you who are not aware, are like the old cartoons, Disneyland specials, things like that. They'd have to actually edit the cartoons, and I mean, heck, they're editing Dumbo on Disney Plus, so that gives you an idea where Disney's mind is for this. Sovereign Renaissance says, it's annoying how they are banking on nostalgia and stoking creativity in the industry, the Apptrepreneur. And Loqui the Machinist says, what's your take? Keanu going to MCU as maybe Wolverine? Honestly, Keanu Reeves, I don't think he's a very good actor. So he always seems to be like the guy who's kind of lucky to be working. So, I don't know. It would make sense for him to be Wolverine, though. Now, for Sovereign Renaissance, everyone's doing that. Everyone really is. But here's another thing to consider. When Star Wars was being made, no studio wanted to make it because nobody knew what it was. They didn't. They didn't know what it was, and George Lucas had to fight hard to make it because we didn't know we wanted Star Wars at the time, and they didn't know that. And that's the problem with today's climate. Any original idea we might really enjoy, and we don't know we want that because we think we want more Marvel movies, and really the thing that we really want, what we might truly be enjoying right now, isn't getting made because the studios don't want to take a chance on it. So, Ruby and Tampa says, I'm not saying they didn't produce anything, but in the early days, they bought most stories. Well, and that they also didn't buy a lot of stories. I mean, actually, a lot of their stuff is based off public domain stuff. They did buy Winnie the Pooh, and they did get the rights to one Mary Poppins movie. So, they did something there. Was Dumbo a book before? Was Bambi? I know Fox and the Hound was based off a book. So, anyway. Low Roller Scratcher. John Carter original movie flop. I mean, granted, we didn't have a John Carter movie before, to my knowledge. However, that movie flopped because of poor marketing. They changed the title. It was originally called John Carter from Mars, which people would have recognized as a classic book. But they just called it John Carter and nobody knew what the heck it was. They had a very generic poster where he's like standing in the desert. It's like ridiculous. So, I mean, and yeah, you're going to have that once in a while. But then on the other hand, you have Pirates of the Caribbean, which, I mean, yeah, it's based off a ride, but it's not really based off a ride. It's borrowing the name. It's an original movie. And people were thinking like, why would I want to watch Pirates of the Caribbean? Until we got Pirates of the Caribbean, now people won't shut up about it. Let's see here. Low Roller Scratcher. Have you seen PBS Arthur promoting gay marriage? They find out Arthur's teacher is gay. Yeah, I heard about that. I watched the episode. I'm not going to comment on that here. I mean, I personally, I've got mixed feelings about that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being gay, obviously, but I don't know if PBS is the one who should be broaching that subject. Kind of like how I don't think PBS should be broaching. I don't know if they should be tackling the whole marriage and sex thing at all, personally. I don't know. There's some topics that I don't want PBS teaching my kids, which I don't have yet, admittingly. I mean, it's also kind of like, there's another topic that Arthur tackled one time. I'm trying to think what it was. And it didn't have anything to do with sexuality. It had something to do with the police force, and it was, what was it about? Anyway, that's my opinion, but the episode was fine. And plus, the funny thing about the episode is I don't even think that was the point of the episode. I think the point of the episode for that Arthur was that the kids thought that Mr. Ratburn was marrying the person who ended up being his sister, and they found her controlling and mean, and they were afraid that if he married her, she would make him be more tough on the kids. And they went to the wedding to object to the marriage, not knowing that that wasn't who he was marrying. And the kids realized that Mr. Ratburn enough to not object to the wedding, and then they found out that he was marrying someone that they actually liked. So I think that's what the message of the episode was. So that's why PBS kind of needs to be careful about these things, because I think their own point of the message was kind of lost in the controversy. Oh, good night, Katie. So that's that's my opinion of the Arthur special. It wasn't even a special; it's just a regular episode. Otherwise, I don't really watch Arthur anymore. I'm actually kind of amazed it's still on the air. I remember watching when it premiered, and but I also understand why it's still on the air now I think about it, because if you live in like a fairly conservative household, because there's a lot of households that only allow kids to watch PBS. And when you start turning like 8, 9, 10, Arthur actually looks pretty good compared to the rest of the show. So anyway, Ryan's Treasures. That is amazing that you saw Roy E. Disney. I'm really sad that this year will be a decade since he passed away. I really think that he was the final person who cared about the values Walt stood for. Well, Walt's granddaughter, Amy Disney, I believe, or was it Abigail Disney? I forgot which one. She cares about the company's values, but she's not part of the board. So, Uberman Tampa says, a brand is simply something that people associate with a product or service, is how I see it. Yeah, I know. And that's what Roy Disney said, and I happen to agree with it. But I understand. What did Brian write? Make a movie adaptation of okay. I don't know why that was deleted. Sovereign Renaissance says trends have taken over originality. Roller Scratcher said Hollywood even create Rugrats live action movie. If Rugrats is successful, is Doug next live action? Gosh, I hope not. I don't like Doug. Brian also, oh yeah. Thank you for deleting that, Uberman Tampa. I agree. We do not make, in fact, I'm sorry. You do not make death threats on live streams to anyone. I don't care who they are. So, and looks like we all timed it out. That's funny. That's really awesome. So Uri Tampa says you don't have to worry about PBS teaching your kids that. The internet world and schools will do that long before. True. Very, very well. Me and Katie are probably going to homeschool our kids, to be honest. And Uri Tampa says you may not like the president, but using the word death and his name in the same sentence isn't appropriate and can get you and Kevin in serious trouble. Yes, it can. So yeah, we just don't do that at all. And I don't wish death upon anyone. I mean, I'm amazed that people even do that, because when you really stop and think about it, death is such a final thing. Like, think about it. When you're dead, there's no more movies. There's no more baseball games. There's no more walks in the park. There's no more trips to McDonald's or Denny's. There's no more family. It's permanent. And it's like, yeah, if you break the law, go to jail and spend your life there. But don't take away something so precious. Like, no, that's wrong. That's wrong, as much as I disagree with the man. So, anyway, maybe we will do the movie giveaway. And it seems like a good time to do that. So, so I am going to put a website here. That's the website, www.movieredeem.com. I recommend everyone open a new browser, a new tab in the browser. I'm going to share this code. And we will be giving away John Wick, the first movie. Not the second one, not the third, the first movie. I am going to enter this code in a moment or two, and whoever redeems it first gets the movie. And I was just thinking about the other day. Nope, let's do it. There we go. That's the code. Copy into the redemption. Whoever does it first gets a copy of John Wick. I do love and we're going to be giving away more and more movies, folks, because I'm planning on replacing some of my Blu-rays with the 4K discs, and they come with digital codes that I don't need because I already have them digitally. So I'm going to be giving them out to you guys on Sundays. So next week we'll be giving away either Argo or Schindler's List. By the way, Steven, I will drink this in your memory for your $10 super chat. So it's like Uberman Tampa. We have 4K. Yes, yes, we do. I'll even show you some of them. Like, boy, I've got a lot more than I realized. So, anyway, we'll start. But yeah, like just to show that there's First Man. I have Blade Runner: The Final Cut. I have Black Klansman. Have a Batman movie here, a Batman movie there. Baby Driver, which was one of the best films of the year, and Arrival, also one of the best films of the year. So yep, we have 4K discs. I don't have a 4K TV yet though. There's a specific Samsung TV that also shows 3D, and I have a lot of 3D discs, believe it or not. So that's like I love my 3D TV, so I'm not going to be getting rid of that anytime soon. Oh, Low Roller Scratcher, you got it. Well, congratulations. I'm glad you got it. And Steven says, thanks. Thanks for like the $10 super chat earlier. So I drink in your name. Uberman Tampa, I don't have any discs, LOL. They they take up a lot of space, that's for certain. Ryan says, are you planning on getting the Toy Story movies in 4K? No, because I have them in 3D, I believe. If I have them in 3D, I actually like the 3D better than 4K. I don't even like 4K that much, to be honest. I don't know why I'm getting them, to be honest. Oh, you mean a 4K TV? Oh, okay. And now you have 2 movies in your collection. Oh, awesome. So anyway, folks, that is the giveaway, and this is weird. I've never done a live stream that has sustained so many people talking about movies. This should have been on my other channel where I do talk about movies. I didn't even get like a lot of feedback on whether I should discontinue the Facebook in favor of the Discord. So I guess I'll just keep the Facebook around for a little while longer. But 4K will be absolute. 8K is coming. Yeah, no. I don't know. Maybe, we'll see. I kind of doubt that. I know the TV industry wants to be like the iPhone industry where people buy a new TV every couple of years. It's not going to happen that way. It just isn't. So, Eagle Eye, oh, you're still here, says, I have a 75-inch 4K 3D TV and I love it. Journey with Jordan said, is there an Uber movie coming out? Yes, actually there is. There's 2, in fact. One is called Stuber, which is basically a comedy about an Uber driver. There is a independent film called Driver X, which was based on an Uber driver, and there's a documentary coming out called The Uber Story. So yes, there are movies about Uber coming out, and the main character in The Big Sick is an Uber driver. So anyway, let's see here. 8K TVs are real to buy. I know, but it doesn't mean it's going to catch on. Just look at the 3D TVs. So let's see here. Steven says both, please. I'm sure lots of people would not mind help mod it. Oh, okay. I see. So, Roller Scratcher, you going make Uber movie video on your channel? I'm thinking about it. I thought it might be a nice little change of pace. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you want to see like an Apptrepreneur movie review of like Driver X? Like, is that something you guys would actually want to watch? Like, I'm just curious. 16K, yeah. You know what? Let's let 4K be a hit before we start planning on 16K. 4K is not even a thing in the theaters. So it's like Journey with Jordan, interesting. I'm sure they'll be demonizing Uber drivers or making them look like total idiots. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, we're getting to the hour. I like to try to keep these at an hour or so. But thank you for, I guess, hanging and talking movies with me. This was kind of a nice little change of pace. Anyway, I will be here next Sunday evening, barring any changes. Then we'll be doing another live stream about who knows what. For everyone who's watching this in the future, you know, what says you? Do you agree with any, I don't know, like, do you agree with the Facebook versus Discord? Do you not care? Do you think Disney's ruining originality? I'd love to know. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, consider becoming a Patreon member. It's totally optional, but even as low as $1 a month goes a long way, helping the channel run smoothly and you get access to my Patreon's exclusive blog. Also, if gas prices are getting you a little down in the dumps, check out the Get Upside app. It's totally free, but you get cash back on every purchase. Check out the Apptrepreneur vlog channel, which I'm going to I'm going to share a link to that right now. Copy the link, go here. Here's the Apptrepreneur. Yeah, we didn't get to 100 likes, so the beanie stayed on the whole time. So sorry to say that. So yeah, you can subscribe to the Apptrepreneur vlogs there, or check us out on Facebook at the Apptrepreneur Hangouts for the time being. Thank you to the 20 people who are still here watching. Thank you for the 10 thumbs up. Thank you for the $10 in super chats. And as always, flame responsibly. My battery power saving mode, I have to go. Thank you for hanging out with me, though. Have a good one.